Well, hello, friends. TexAgs Rewind. David Nuno here in studio. Nick Savage behind the glass in the other area. I really wish the glass, I'm looking this way, but Nick is this way.
Yeah, it would have been nice to, get that set up. It's like I'm looking through glass because I have two TVs right here, but I can see you at all times, but you can't see me.
That's creepy. There's no doubt about that. So today on the program, we did talk a little Aggie basketball. Look, they're 6-4. They're not where they need to be. They haven't won on the non-conference side. But we had Buzz on the show. We talked about the game against Memphis, where this team is going, and I think they can be better in SEC play. They've got a favorable schedule, so we did talk, at least to start SEC play. They got to take care of business, and on the road quite a bit too. So we talked to Buzz about that and what it looks like here moving ahead. Billy Liucci joined us. We did talk about not much on the OC, but we talked about recruiting. We talked about the direction of Aggie football and what's acceptable, what is not. So that was good. And Tom Hart joins us as well. All that and more. It is TexAgs Rewind. Look, they scored enough points to win. You score 79 points with a defensive-minded team, you should win. They just don't really have, I don't know, they've always struggled scoring in certain situations. It took Hugh last year to take them over the top. I think when they don't bring, like the fact that they missed how many freaking free throws yesterday or
for
Saturday?
free throws were not bad. They were actually very good.
Not
at
free throws, sorry, layups.
Layups.
Yeah.
I don't recall. I do know it was an alarming number. It was something like, and this probably isn't it. I'm just throwing something out there, but they were something like 8 of 27 on layups. I mean, something just layups. Just, and I'm not saying that's what it is, but it was an alarming number of missed layups.
2-foot putts, guys.
And here's the deal, and I don't mean to crack on any one guy, but for A&M to beat an opponent, especially on the road like Memphis, I'm not saying everybody has to play great, but your key players just can't be terrible. And the normally reliable Tyrese Radford, 1 of 13.
Yeah.
1 of 13.
And they had a chance.
Oh, they had the
lead.
They were down 13 not early. They were at some point in the first half. They were down 13, and then they were down 12 early in the second half. And they came back with about 3.5 minutes to go and took the lead. And they held that lead for about 15 seconds. And the guy missed a shot, but Memphis was there to get the layup and put the rebound and put it back in. And then it became A&M turnovers, missed shots. Yeah. And then now you're down 6. Then you're trying to fight your way back in. And I think they got within 2.
First off, I'm a huge Boots Radford guy. I love the way he plays the game. That game is not indicative of what I think he is, right? He had a bad day at the office. I also don't know if I love him and as the go-to guy. He's got some go-to guy moments in him, but I like him there isn't a go-to guy on this team, right? That's right. Basically.
You find out, I think, with this team, probably you find out who's hot that day.
Yeah.
And it was Wade Taylor who was hot that day.
Yeah.
25 points.
Yep. And
but I say that he was 6 of 16 from the field.
But he hit his free throws, as did Kendrick Davis, who just ate them alive. He was too fast to cover. It just didn't work out. He went to the rim, got fouled.
And A&M on their losses now, they've given up 83 points or more in their losses. So it's pretty easy to circle and say, okay, well, here's the line.
Yep.
Keep your opponent under 80, and you got a pretty good shot, especially on the road.
So I'm trying to see how many threes that Memphis hit.
5.
5 of 14. I would have liked to have seen them shoot way more, but they got to the line and they didn't hit that many. I mean, other than Kendrick Davis, they hit 20 of 30, but Kendrick Davis was 14 of 16. You either need a huge suitcase that you can hang it in nicely, or you got to take it inside, have the flight team hang it for you somewhere. How do you travel so you can kind of ensure that you have all your stuff?
I am carry on 99.9% of the time. And if that means my suit is wrinkled up into a tiny ball and I have to find time to steam it out or iron it when I arrive to my destination, that's fine. Because if you have all your luggage in your hands, and then you can change planes, you can grab a car, you can bail on the last second, and you can make adjustments, as opposed to, oh, sir, we checked your bag, we can't put you on that flight, or it's already at the gate. No, I will wear the same article of clothing 3 days in a row if that means that I can avoid checking a bag, because the flexibility is the most important thing.
Yeah, you're right. And sometimes I'm such a I better rephrase
Diva?
that. Yeah, because I don't know what I don't know what I'm going to want to wear that day, right? Like, I don't know, maybe I want to wear a certain suit. Like, I don't know. So I bring multiple stuff. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. I'm just a dork.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, you want options. You don't know. You're coming to SEC Media Days. Like, come on, man. That's a long week. You can't jam it all in one bag. That's fine. But that has to be the exception, not the rule. The exception is, okay, this trip, I'm going to check a bag and I'm going to be married to my itinerary. And I know that it's inflexible and not going to change. Perfectly fine. Now, if you're traveling for the holidays, you might have gifts in that suitcase, right? I just ship it. If you could, it's probably too late now, but if you can, ship it. Keep everything in one hand. Do laundry at your parents' house. Do laundry, at the in-laws, whatever you're doing, but avoid checking a bag at all costs.
Yeah, and they charge you and all that for the most part.
Year in and year out, a top 10 program. Okay. Now, so when I say I want to see them I don't think the answer is you want to see them get back, because back isn't enough. I'm not saying, though, see, here's where I come in different. I'm not saying that's you're going to go and fire the coach because of the situation as it stands with the contract. Right. But back to me means, I think we're on the same page here. It means get better than 8-4. Make the jump back up, back to where you were trending. Doesn't have to be 11-1, but make the jump back up to where you were trending. Make it not appear, prove that, hey, we got this thing back on track. It was rocky there for 2 seasons. Injuries had a lot to do with it. That wasn't everything to do with it. We adjusted to all this exodus of players. We did some great things in the portal. We've proven we figured that out. We're back on the trajectory. And that, to me, and like you said, I don't know what the record is, but that's how I have to feel coming out of next season. And that's my expectation for next season. I think that's a fair and reasonable expectation, is that you make that jump back. Again, I said, and so to me, everything that happens from signing day through the portal, in and out, okay, I think they're about at their damn limit on what can leave.
Right.
And they've done a good job of keeping the most valuable and key players on the roster are here. Okay. I think you got to kind of cut it off there. I mean, there'll be whatever. Let's say you've got a list of 25 players that you have to keep. You're probably going to lose a couple of those if it's a legitimate couple.
Right.
Couple 3, it's fine. I mean, I know it's not it's fine. But you got to keep those guys. Now you've got to bring guys in via the portal, via recruiting, and let me look at that football team in 3 days, in a month when school starts and there's more guys in and out, and then again in June. Those are the 3 kind of checkpoints along the way where I want to go, okay. And another checkpoint in there, obviously, is going to be who is the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. And by the way, when you say you don't know what that number is, standing here today, if they won 9 games next year, I'd be very happy. Doesn't mean that's what I want. Doesn't mean that's acceptable. Look, I want 11, 12, obviously. But from 5-7 to 9-3, considering where we are today.
Yeah, it's not it's not anybody would have said, hey, in year 6. I would have thought in year 6 they may have won a national title by now. The trajectory in terms of the quality of basketball, competitive basketball you guys are playing, do you like where that's headed, or are you frustrated with it right now?
Well, in my career as a head coach, this is the worst record I've had in non-conference. Mm-hmm. But it is by far distinctly the most difficult schedule that we have played thus far. And, I could rattle off a bunch of numbers that would show the difference in the first half and the second half. But similar to what you said, Liucci, and that's what we did yesterday as a team, I had 3 different categories that I made our players chart. And in essence, I clipped out the game only specific to those 3 categories. And then I told TJ, I want to show these categories from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I would show a clip, it would apply to one of those three categories. And I was making our guys, in essence, keep score, Memphis, Texas A&M, in those categories.
Okay.
And like it was, when you watch it from start to finish, just like what you said, even if you don't want to pay attention to the numbers or numbers are not your thing, the feel and the spirit, the tenacity, the intensity, the grit, all of those different adjectives, it was completely different in the second half. And like I told them at halftime, we can't wait until we're embarrassed for our lack of fight to prevail. We have to enter with that type of fight. And let's just see if in the second half, let's just see if we can remove the arena, the fans, the opponent. Let's just see if we can be disciplined enough to us. And, man, I thought we were really good. You could argue the best half that we played. There were still some numbers that were bad. We had 12 offensive rebounds in the second half. 12. We had, when we missed a shot in the second half, we rebounded 75% of the time. That's like uber, like that's not even a real number.
Yeah.
That's a video game number.
Well, Nick, what do you think? You think signing day is going to be huge for A&M?
Yeah, I feel like there's something that's going to happen that's going to surprise us because it always seems to turn out that way. You know, Jimbo's a good closer. At least I trust him on that. So who knows what he's going to pull out, you know, make all the stops. But yeah, obviously not as fun as last year, but definitely something I think will happen that'll have us all, okay, sweet, pretty cool.
Yeah, look, there's always something that he pulls off. Let's hope it continues that here. All right, so like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.